Hello. Welcome to the miracle of presence, and it is truly a miracle. But I'd like you to start off with something very simple and very obvious, and it is this. If you're a seeker of truth, start with what you know beyond a shadow of a doubt. You know that you are a being. You know that you exist. And you know that you cannot not be. This very simple fact of your being is enough to help you recognize the I am of your presence. Because once you do, your life won't be the same. It will be filled with the gratitude and the beauty of that presence. Please listen very carefully to the following video. Listen.
Now this felt sense of I am, we think of it as being this small little encasement. You see? We do not realize that this I, this primordial I, which has no beginning or end, is awareness itself. It recognizes itself. It does everything. Now when people are told you're not a doer, you don't do anything. You don't keep your heart beating, you don't keep your cells changing, you don't say, and emotions, you don't say, well, I think I'm going to get depressed now. You know, things happen to you. Everything is happening from consciousness, you see? So the point is that it is this I that's doing everything. But let's understand this I. There's another term I'd like to use here, okay? In this space, in this I, this pure consciousness, that which is, which cannot be defined, which you cannot see, you cannot taste, you cannot smell, but just is, which appears as you being aware. Okay, that in itself creates, let's call it a cosmic soup. Okay? From it comes a soup of a disturbance of vibration. You know when you have a quiet lake, and the lake, the water is very clear, and then you throw a pebble, and you disturb the surface, and you create ripples, and those ripples become wider and wider and wider. Alright? Now, in the same way that in this cosmic self, in this I, that is I, okay, a disturbance is created, which is called thought. In scientific terms, we call it a wave. Now, everything happens through waves. Picture a radio, a very sensitive radio, and you put it in, you know, you turn it on, and you listen. And you could be listening to what is happening in the States, even in Germany, if it's a very good, sophisticated radio. It has a good receiver. So what happens that you're receiving it? Okay, immediately the mind says, oh, the sound is coming from the radio. It's inside the radio. It's as if somebody's speaking, you open the radio apart and there's a person there. Okay, and that's what seems when we watch television. But the truth is that the radio is just a receiver from the cosmic soup. Now I call it soup because it's made up of millions and trillions of waves of energy. You see, radio waves, cosmic waves, video waves, you know, all these are all waves. That's what produces our senses to see, to hear, to experience. You see, our sensual input, output is all made up of this cosmic soup. This disturbance in space of I. So when I experiences these different things, it thinks I am experiencing, and then we give it thought. You see, I'm experiencing this, and this is bad based on my past. Or this is good based on my past. Do you see? So we make judgments upon it, and we develop our personality, our character, our whole viewpoint of life based on what we think from what we are aware of. Are you with me? There's a vast difference between awareness and thought. But what makes the whole suffering is not knowing the difference between the two. So we were talking about one radio, right? And it's receiving. And what it's receiving is not inside the radio. It's receiving it from waves. Radio waves. Now what if we had 100 radios? Would they all, if they're tuned into the same station, you all hear the same thing? Right. We'll all hear the same station. Why? Because it is the same station. And then if you turn it to another station, you get different waves and you hear different sounds. So you tune in. So how many sounds are there in the ether? You see, in this vast space, it's innumerable. It's too extensive. So we are like a radio. We tune in to this eye. But the difference between the radio and us is this, that you in your natural state is this eye. Got it? You are this eye when you tune in, because you're tuning in to the very cosmic that has created this incredible soup, this conglomeration of waves and patterns and particles and matter that came from it. Another one is, for example, the cellular phone. Okay, we take it for granted. Now when you talk on the cell phone, you have a signal. What is the signal? Okay, 1, 2, 3, the numbers, right? So now the numbers that you dial are a particular and very specific trigger, a signal that only that person who has that number will receive it. But when you dial the number, what is happening? It's a signal, right? And that signal is a wave that reaches that phone and makes it ring. The person that you're calling. You see how beautiful that is? But all that is happening in this cosmic soup. It's all happening there. And it's all coming from this energy of I. Everything is happening within it. But what happens, what we call the cosmic soup, it's all thought. Because it's a movement that's coming from awareness. Awareness just is. Okay? It's eternal, it's beginningless, endless. And from it comes this movement and this action. Now, whenever you say I, the first thing you feel and think is me, right? Okay, that's called suffering. That's called pain. That's called unawareness. But when you begin to realize that I is the cosmic that is creating all this, imagine how grand you are. This is fact. I'm not creating a fantasy. Most of you who are aware here know this, of course. But the point is to feel it and to be able to live from it. This I that you are is the very miracle. Now, when Jesus walked the earth, what happened? He realized that he is this I. So he said, I am the truth, the way, and the life. And of course, Christians misinterpreted that because they thought, oh, he's the only one. You see what I mean? Buddha said the same, Krishna said the same. You see? So in truth, you are the way, the truth, and the life, because you are that very I am. The totality of all that is. You see? And everything that appears is coming from that. But what makes you unique, what makes you called a soul, is that you have thoughts, a unique expression of that I am. And so whatever and how you interpret that I am is what makes you a unique expression, but never a separate individual. That is the difference. So you are a unique expression of the totality of that I am. but never separate, any more than the radios are separate when they tune into the same station. You see?
Good. And now you've just listened to this first video. Makes it a little clearer. Now the next question is, how can we live from the obviousness of I am? And that is done by going deeper into the very source of who I am really is, by going into the most fundamental source of it. But listen very carefully, because the next video will make it clearer. Okay? Listen.
Is that you have all the knowledge here and now, in this moment, when you explore, until you come to where? How do you come to the truth of anything that you explore?
When there's no more doubt.
And when is there no more doubt?
When there's no more questions. When you know.
And how do you come to know when you explore? How do you do it? What do you arrive at?
Awareness. Feeling.
Nothing.
You come back to nothing, to awareness, to just here. It stops. When you cannot take it any further, and all it is just here, just pure awareness. You've arrived at the truth, there is no doubt, and you know. Really know. Always bring it back to its simplest denominator. You see? That's how you come to truth. Because truth is the only thing that does not change, and it's lasting, and it's everlasting. See? But in that means it's always here, it's always present, it's always now. So we can say that the only thing that is real is presence. Okay? You know what presence is? You're all very clear what presence is? Okay. Right now you are there, okay? And you're watching this whole thing. You're watching Burt talk, you're listening to the people, you're just aware, okay? And just stop for a moment. Where is Larry? As you observe and you're aware of everything that's going on, and you hear and you see and you sense and you experience, but who is it that really experiencing and listening and hearing and all this as you do? Just say anything.
No, but I know what you mean. I am present right now, and I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I look and I know and I hear, and I know where the eyes are going, and I can feel this inner self is aware of what's happening.
That's presence.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. The moment you come back to, oh, it is Larry that is understanding, and you go back to your memory.
Yeah.
You see? And so that's when the presence is lost. But presence is. And when you explore with presence, when you explore it, immediately you come back to truth automatically. It comes back to clarity. Come back to here.
I have a problem with that sometimes, Bert. I wander, my mind wanders. If I can let the light or something, I have to really concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just getting old or something, but I really have to concentrate and hear.
Mm-hmm.
And be aware rather than let anything come in.
Right.
I can't let my wander even.
Yeah. So the point is, if your mind is wandering, just say wandering is taking place.
Yeah.
And always bring it to now. And don't have any effort about it. See, sometimes what we do is, oh, my mind is wandering and it's so busy, blah, 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 blah. And so what happens is that we are creating effort. And effort blocks presence automatically, because presence is effortless, just is, you see? And it has nothing to do with growing old or young or anything like that. It's always here, it's always sharp, it's always present. But whenever anything interferes, which is a memory, then we become aware of it. You see?
So it's not conditional? I really
no,
like your
awareness, presence is not conditional.
So because sometimes I question that too. So you mean there doesn't have to be this state of mental clarity?
No.
For presence to be?
No, not at all.
It's not conditional at all.
No, it's not conditional at all. It has nothing to do with your brain, your how smart you are, how educated you are. No, my goodness. definitely not. No, no. It is simply knowing. It's a matter of fact, the more innocent you are, as far as the world is concerned, the greater the chance of you seeing clearly. See, let's put it another way, okay? Awareness is, just is. Thought is always about something. Thought and memory are always about something, okay? So, for example, somebody would say, yeah, Burt, you were talking about love. Let me think about it. Ah, it's about love. It's not love. Are you understanding me? Whenever thought is involved, it's always about it. It's always about it. Thought is about it. Memory is about it. You see, if you're talking about your accomplishments and your sales and your strategies in business or whatever it is, it's about it. But you're not about it. You are it. You see? But this it that you are just is. So it can never have a limit. It can never say, I am so busy, my mind is fogged, I need to be clear, or I am not worldly, or there's no conditions. You're it. Period. The fact that you exist, the fact that you're aware is it. You see? So now, be aware all the time that that it is who you are despite what the appearance might be. It has nothing to do with age, it has nothing to do with health, it has nothing to do with anything that's around you. You are it. You see, that's peace, that's clarity, that's love, that's awakening. You see? When awakening takes place, nothing has actually taken place. You just woke up out of the bed and saw that everything was a dream. And you're just here. And all that there is here. But everything that you experience, everything that you see, what you're aware of, is a thought. But awareness itself is what makes thought possible. Thought is impermanent. Awareness is not. Are you with me? If you're not, let's go into it.
But the mind is still necessary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What you're aware of is mind.
Okay.
The mind is created by awareness. What you're aware of is thought, is memory, is mind, is reason. You see, everything is thought. Reason is thought. Putting thoughts together to make sense out of something. Put them in a logical manner and you say it's a logic.
So being concerned about how one's mind is wandering, because mind does that too. It's just,
everybody does.
It's just more mind. It's just more mind.
It's just more mind.
Thinking about thought.
Yeah. In other words, you're aware of some things. Okay? That's what mind-doing is. But I am awareness. You don't stop being aware of things. You just see that awareness is all that you are. And it doesn't matter what you're aware of. You see? Awareness is. And that awareness is everything. So finally, when you realize that you're just awareness, everything else is about it, then even when you are going to face death, even that is not frightening. Because awareness cannot die. It never existed. It is existence itself. I know words can be confusing here, but it is itself life. It is itself God. It is itself love. It is itself the everlasting, infinite, almighty isness. You see? Just A Course in Miracles says, God is. Wow. When I saw those two words, I shook. It just struck me like a deep recognition. You know, it was so beautiful. And so this is the understanding, you see. Any thought about it, any figuring out, any trying to understand is about it and creates confusion. So you stop and you just become still and you listen. That's what listening is. Listening means be aware that whatever you're aware of is not it. If the mind is wandering, it's what you're aware of. But that's a thought, you see? And the thought comes and goes. But you are being aware of the thought. So you bring awareness into, oh, my mind. No, you don't say my mind, because then you're caught in it. Make it personal. There is wandering taking place. You see?
So that you aren't the mind either.
No. 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 You're not the body either.
No.
But they create, you are a unique expression. Mind, body, organism is an expression, you see, of life, and it's appearing as you see, right? But who you are in your essential nature, which never changes, you see, is awareness, is presence. But when we talk about presence, and I have to repeat this, we think, oh, you know, it's so limited. There's nothing limited about awareness, because awareness is everything. You see? Thought is awareness, emotion is awareness, hate is awareness, fear is awareness, love is awareness. You see? Because it's what you're aware of. But when you see that it's all coming from this one source, one essence, one awareness, then what is called fear and what is called love enmeshes and becomes one. Because everything is one. So there's no right or wrong ultimately. It's only in the mind that it exists.
Now that you've listened to the 2 videos, let's sum it all up. Ask yourself right now, this very moment as you watch, what am I right now? Really? Oh, you might feel a little dumbfounded. You might not know what to say. But just feel it. What are you right now? Apart from the memory, apart from the name and the changing body. You just are. You're just awareness. You're just aware. Now take this awareness all the way and see how everybody is the same. Pure awareness beyond their memory. And it is love. It is totality, it is wholeness, it is oneness. It solves every question and problem. This is just a beginning to the glory that you are. Thank you for listening.